What up everyone, today we are back with another Kingdom Hearts character profile, and today we are keeping with Final Fantasy characters. In this one, we look at the second most prominent of Final Fantasy characters in the series, Cloud. While not technically connected to the main storyline in any of the games he's in, he does get more focus than most other Final Fantasy characters in his own arcs. So enough talking, let's get into his profile.
Cloud!
Cloud Strife is the MC of his own game, Final Fantasy VII, and also shows up in a few Final Fantasy movies such as Advent Children. But for Kingdom Hearts, he appears in Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Coded, Unchained Key, and also in the Kingdom Hearts manga. He also is never playable in the series, but his main story starts in Kingdom Hearts 1, where he is manipulated by Hades to try to defeat Hercules, and if Cloud did this, then Hades would lead him to his nemesis Sephiroth. But along the path of facing Hercules, Sora faces off against him first, in which he either loses or wins, depending on how you do against Cloud in this battle, but on either end, he doesn't end up killing Sora and goes against Hades, to which Hades then summons Cerberus to attack Cloud, but Hercules comes and saves him and then takes Cloud to safety. And other than talking to Sora about how he was looking for someone at the end of the world, Cloud can be fought in the Colosseum, but also later finds Sephiroth, where they then fight, and while we don't know who won, we do see that he goes back to Hollow Bastion to reunite with Leon, Aerith, and Yuffie. He also appears in Chain of Memories, where his story is very similar to the KH1's, except instead of looking for Sephiroth, he's attempting to regain his memories. And then, this time, he is able to fight Hercules, but is only able to wear him down, and Hades then steps in to knock Cloud out, and to then finish the fight against Sora and Hercules, to which Hades is defeated, and after Cloud wakes up to apologize to Sora, he declines the offer to join Sora. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora meets up with him in Hollow Bastion, to which he says he is trying to defeat his inner darkness, to which Sephiroth holds this or embodies it. He then later is seen helping to fight invading Heartless in Hollow Bastion with Leon, but as they get separated, Sephiroth shows up and Cloud says his darkness will go away if Sephiroth is defeated, and Tifa then shows up, who is another Final Fantasy VII character who has been looking for Cloud. And as she appears as Sephiroth, then disappears. We then later see him gaining the memory back of the true name of Hollow Bastion, Radiant Garden. And as Cloud is still looking for Sephiroth, he soon finds him again in the dark depths in Radiant Garden, to which they begin fighting, as Cloud seems to be taking into the darkness in despair until Tifa shows up again to say that he is surrounded by light, and Tifa offers him her light, and the fight soon ends with a flash of light where Cloud and Sephiroth vanish. And he shows up quickly encoded where he is looking to become stronger and to protect someone, and like in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, he makes a deal with Hades to again defeat Data Hercules this time and Data Sora. But he learns from Sora that the power comes from the heart when he protects someone. Lastly, he appears in Unchained Key in Olympus Coliseum for a short time as a boss. But for a short background for Final Fantasy VII, he is the MC, an arrogant swordsman. He is part of a warrior unit called Soldier, and he soon finds out about his past, and with Tifa and a few others, he goes to face it. His character also makes an appearance in the Final Fantasy fighting game Dissidia as a playable character, and his VAs are Steve Burton in English and Takehira Sakurai in Japanese, and I believe that is it for Cloud Strife's background. Cloud is different somewhat than his Final Fantasy VII personality, and seems to be having an inner battle inside himself a large amount of the time between his light and darkness that he seems to be running from. And this is sort of a melancholy nature that he has, while having a sort of jokey nature when taking on 1000 Heartless with Leon. And he seems to have a closer relationship with that of Aerith and Tifa, who both show up multiple times showing concern for him. But he says that he would always come back even if he disappears to Aerith, and he shows concern to Tifa when she is present for the fight between him and Sephiroth, and he denies the light that Tifa was going to give him. He also is seen to be quite monotone and quiet and by himself a lot of the time. Cloud has two main designs between Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Coded, Unchained Key, and Kingdom Hearts 2, where in Kingdom Hearts 1 he has a design similar to that of his Final Fantasy VII design, except with a red cape, similar to the look of Vince Valentine, who is also in Final Fantasy VII. His main look, though, he has spiky blonde hair and blue eyes. A few differences would be having a demonic wing, with the counterpart Sephiroth having a very angelic wing. He also has a large amount of belts, and a few more pieces of armor, like on his thigh. His bust blade is also covered in bandages too, unlike unlike his Final Fantasy VII Buster Blade. His KH2 design has the exact outfit to his Advent Children outfit, even his blade is the same, though it is still covered in bandages, but his hair is also changed to match. One difference and change is that he has the same face as Sephiroth in this game, and that is it for his design. Cloud uses his notable and well-known blade, the Buster Blade, that is a giant sword, and he attacks with using giant slashes. And in Kingdom Hearts 1 against Sora, he is very quick and attacks normally when close to Sora, but uses Sonic Blade where he dashes back and forth, and also with attacks like Cross Slash, a very strong combo, and when losing or angry he uses Omni Slash where he glows with light and flies around, and then Braver where he jumps up and slams down hard. And these attacks are basically all of his limit breaks from Final Fantasy VII. We also get the sense of how strong he really is when going face to face with Sephiroth, who is a much stronger boss than that of Cloud, and also by using his pure strength that he shows when fighting shortly with Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2, and he can be noted as one of, if not the strongest ally in Kingdom Hearts 2. He does also appear as an enemy in the Hades Paradox Cup 3 times and is very powerful with similar attacks as seen before. In Chain of Memories, he is used as a summon. In a regular card, he uses 2 slashes, as stacking 2 cards makes Cross Slash, and 3 cards makes him do Omni Slash. He is also needed for other slights like Tornado and Miracle, and he does fight as a party member in Coded Colosseum using Omni Slash. In an Unchained Key, as a boss he uses Cross Slash as an attack too. And that is it for Cloud, and for being one of my favorite characters to play in Smash, and just an utter badass. I love him as a character and his design too. And the way his character is built so far, there is some mystery behind it, so it looks like there may be a lot more screen time for him in Kingdom Hearts 3, I hope. And that is it for Cloud. Tell me what you think of him, and I will see you all next time with another Kingdom Hearts character profile. Peace out.